always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope all is well. Welcome in. Welcome in. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? All right. We'll wait for confirmation. I know YouTube has like a 40-second delay or something. But let me know when you get the confirmation and just tell AJ that you hear him and you see him. All right. Lord. Welcome, Lord. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Please make sure you like the stream and share it. And if you haven't subscribed already on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It costs you no money, and smash that notification bell. And wherever else you may be watching, hit the follow button or the subscription button or whatever what have you. Anyway, so the government's reopened. Gas prices are down. We're working hard, securing deals around the world. We're ending wars. The economy is on the up and up. The stock market is doing well. What else is going on in this crime is down in Washington D.C., in Chicago, in Memphis. A lot of good is coming out of this administration. But we're here again. We're here again. So I'm going to give this one last gasp, because we've known from the very beginning that I have absolutely no interest in talking about this. This is, and not because I don't care about the victims, or the people involved. It's just because why is this part of our political conversation right now? All of the issues, all of the things that we have to work through and work around right now, and the conversation is this bullshit again. We're here again. So Democrats bombed with their failed shutdown. You know what, Prince? See, this is why you don't have a friend with Tourette's. Stuff like this happens. Anyway, anyway, I'm gonna be irritated through this whole thing because this is all just stupid. It's all performance. It's all political theater, and we're. Oh, I just realized I didn't add my screen share. Hold on. Replace screen share. Which one do I want to use first? I want to go to X. So we're going to go to X first. Boom. Booyaka, booyaka. Switch me out. No, actually use this format. Boom. Put me down here. Ba-da-da. Make me a circle. Yeah, there we go. Make me a circle. There we go. Pop, 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 pop. All right, cool. So we're here again with this stupid stuff. And Again, this was not a yes or no or a campaign issue for me. I don't care. Um, I hope for justice for the victims. Obviously they're not going to get it through Epstein because Epstein is no more, but they got it through the other hoe. So she's in prison, which is basically like a country club. And she's going to do her full sentence. She's not going to get pardoned by President Trump. And if President Trump pardoned her, I will personally come onto this platform and make sure he gets a whole verbal lashing from me, because that would be the stupidest thing he could do. But he already said he doesn't see that coming, and she's not going to get it, which is basically why she shut up. But she did testify, and so we have all of this testimony from Ghislaine and other victims, all saying that Donald Trump didn't do anything. And so while we're about to reopen the government, and the Democrats realize this is a tremendous failure on their part, yet another piece of political theater, a tremendous failure. And so because we've just failed in this horrific way and embarrassed ourselves by shutting down the government, the longest shutdown in US history, and we got nothing out of the deal. We didn't get this. We didn't get all of this stuff we were crying for, and then you had 8 Democrats say, "Okay, enough is enough. We got to reopen this thing because this is stupid." Flights are being canceled left and right. Air traffic controllers are not showing up to work. People are furloughed. People have been laid off. People are losing their jobs. Military's not getting their paychecks. Yeah, it's about time to stop the stupidity. People on SNAP who are depending on it, who really need it. I'm not talking about the bums. I'm talking about the people who really need it. They're not. Some of them are not getting their payouts depending on their state, and most of the blue states are so corrupt and overran that they didn't have the funds to cover it until the federal government could recoup it. But we'll do all of that. But no, because we failed, because we have egg on our face. What's the next order of business? Oh my God, the Epstein files. Oh my God, let's go back. Oh my God, Donald Trump. So the oversight Democrat, whatever committee, whatever the hell, so they drop these quote unquote emails, bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. Oh my gosh. And so they end this with release the files. This is all a performance, and we'll get to really why release the files is a performance in a moment. But these monkeys drop this stupidity. Um hold on. Why can't oh wait, it's going uh-oh. Did I don't know I don't know what I'm doing. Oh Jesus. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Um so these moolies release this. And so I'm going to read the 3 emails, and then we're going to realize it's a bunch of nothing, and we're going to move on. Anyway, so this is from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine. This says, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Virginia spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. To which the hoe says, I have been thinking about that. Yes, Donald Trump's guilty. Put him behind bars. This is the worst thing that could ever be said. Then we have again, Virginia, Mar-a-Lago, redaction. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Oh my gosh. Donald Trump said, "Stop being perverts. Stop being child molesters, you mother." And I'm sure there were some choice words. Stop raping young girls. Oh my gosh, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files. Oh yes, the guilty, the guilty. He's so guilty. This is so bad. We should all just we should he should be impeached right now. Oh, this is terrible. Donald Trump said stop. What the fuck? Oh god. Now this is Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff is a left-leaning journalist. So you mean to tell me that in the year 2015, Michael Wolff said this: "I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he has been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, I guess meaning the election, you could save him generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime." Um, Jesus. This is so stupid. Again, all of the things that I went over at the top, and this is what they dropped. And it's only they're going to keep dropping crumbs because this is the whole point, and we're going to get to that in a moment. But this is all stupid. This is all dumb. This is nothing's incriminating here. Nothing says, "Oh my God, this is a smoking gun. Oh my gosh, Trump was there." Trump is in none of these correspondence. He hasn't said he's in. Show us a Trump email where Trump said, "Yeah, some freaky shit happened." If you give us that, all right, cool. Now we got something to work with. But this is the stupidest, dumbest stuff. Sending emails about somebody where basically it looks like you're saying he did nothing and he wanted us to stop acting like nasty people. Where does this incriminate him? Where does this incriminate him? First of all, Virginia worked at Mar-a-Lago. Her father worked. I don't know if he worked at Mar-a-Lago, but I know he worked with Trump in some capacity. But I believe he worked at Mar-a-Lago too. Also, they make it seem like Mar-a-Lago is like, some studio apartment in Manhattan. Mar-a-Lago is this massive piece of property, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like there's a living quarters and then there's the public start part. And so sitting here acting like Mar-a-Lago is this little shack on the hill where you would have access to Trump all the time, which is stupid. It's dumb, you know. And literally when Virginia said under oath, she literally said, look, I'll just read her words. I don't know if this is in order or not, but all right. What's accurate about the last statement on the page? Donald Trump was a good friend of Jeffrey's. That part is true. Quote, he didn't partake in any sex with any, but he flirted with me. It's true. He flirts with everybody. And he didn't partake in sex with us, but it's true that he flirted with me. Donald Trump never flirted with me. Then the next sentence is, quote, he'd laugh and tell Jeffrey, you've got the life. I never said that to her. Oh, God. When you say, quote, he didn't partake in any sex with us, who is us? The girls, just. How do you know who Donald Trump had sex with? And hopefully this is in some sort of order. Um, oh, I didn't physically see him have sex with any of the girls, so I can't say who he had sex with in his whole life or not, but I just know it wasn't with me, and when I was with the other girls. And who were the other girls that you were with in Donald Trump's presence? None. There, I worked for Donald Trump, and I've probably met him a few times. Again, like I said, Mar-a-Lago is not like some place where Donald Trump's sitting there all day overseeing the staff. Like the staff has management. The management has management. Like there are layers to this, right? When have you met him? At Mar-a-Lago. My dad and him, I wouldn't say they were friends, but my dad knew him and they would talk all the time. Well, not all the time, but when they saw each other. Have you ever been in Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's presence with one another? No. What is the basis for your statement that Donald Trump is a good friend of Jeffrey's? Jeffrey told me that Donald Trump is a good friend of his, but you never observed them together. No, not that I can actually remember. I mean, not off the top of my head, no. When did Donald Trump flirt with you? He didn't. That's what's inaccurate. Did you ever see Donald Trump at Jeffrey's home? Not that I can remember. On his island? No, not that I can remember. In New Mexico? No, not that I can remember. In New York? Not that I can remember. All right. If you could turn, okay, then that's the end of it. So what are we what exactly are we trying to get from this dead woman? What exactly her posthumous book was released in October. The woman Amy Wallace, who was the ghostwriter, um, did a press tour, obviously, to promote the book. But what are we? Where's the smoking gun? Where's the smoking gun? Um,
She mentioned President Trump at all.
hold on. Can y'all hear that video? Can you hear this video?
She mentioned President Trump at all in your discussions?
Oh, she absolutely did. I was in.
Let me know if y'all heard that little slither of video. Otherwise, I'll just play the. In fact, let's just go to it. Okay, so here's Amy talking. Blah blah blah. Oh, you did hear it? Okay, well, I'm gonna do this anyway.
She mentioned President Trump at all in your discussions?
Oh, she absolutely did. I was in Australia in October, a month before, weeks before the presidential election. She was a huge Trump fan. Two reasons for that. One,
Okay, so if somebody rapes me, molests me, violates me, and we both just happen to be Republicans, do you think I'm supporting that person for president or for anything? Absolutely fucking not. There will be a long day in hell before I support anything you stand for. You could have the key to life. All I know is you violated me. You could have the best talent at whatever. All I know is you violated me. So why the hell would I then become a supporter of yours for president after you quote unquote victimize me? Okay, moving on.
one, she had met Trump on numerous occasions because she worked at Mar-a-Lago Spa in Florida, which he owns. And her father also worked there and knew Trump pretty well. So she was introduced to Trump. He was kind to her. The second reason she wanted Trump to be president was because he campaigned on releasing the Epstein files.
I don't know. Maybe I missed this part. I don't know. Maybe I missed this part. because I don't recall Trump saying like one of my missions is to release the Epstein files. I mean, maybe he did. I don't. I can't say that I watched every Trump rally. I've probably seen a handful of Trump rallies. And I'm sure the Epstein files were mentioned. I remember one interview when the Epstein files were mentioned, and he said, "Yeah, and he also said, "I'm not in them." But let's let
And she was excited about that.
yeah. So somebody who violated me in one of the worst possible ways, I'm gonna go support them. Oh, okay, go.
So, yes, we talked about Trump a lot.
As a crusader to release the Epstein files, in that sense.
She was very excited that he had made that one of the main planks of his campaign.
Well, I don't know if that was one of the main planks of his campaign. It was probably like a C or D item, but and he did. He. I remember the first term, and then I also remember the pushback we got from Democrats. And I also remember platforms like The View saying, well, this is, there's no list and, he's just making this up. Fast forward to 2025, now there's released files and Trump, blah, 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 right? But just a couple of years ago, everyone, all of y'all was saying there were no files. It was right wing propaganda. We were making it up. Now it's the Holy Grail. Oh, yo, good cheese and bread.
And she felt validated by it.
But she never talked about him in any sense that he was involved in any of this.
No, he was not, as far as she knew. And again, she was there for 2+ years. But as far as she knew, he was not involved in the ring of trafficking that Epstein was working.
Okay, so Amy Wallace, for the time that Virginia was there, Trump was not implicated in anything. The other victims who spoke a few months ago said Donald Trump, we didn't see him do anything nefarious. Even their lawyer said Donald Trump was instrumental in bringing Jeffrey Epstein down. So why would I want to bring down somebody who has damning information on me? Why would I ever do that? If anything, Donald Trump would be in front of the camera singing his praises. Singing his praises. But no, 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 no. Donald Trump said, no, I don't, we used to be friends. And, and I love how they use the picture of Jeffrey Epstein and Trump together. Like somehow that makes him guilty. I mean, so is Oprah guilty? I mean, there's other people the thousands of people that Jeffrey Epstein met and took photos with. Does that mean they did something too? No, you could take a photo with a bad person. That doesn't mean they're a bad person at the moment. Ray, no, I don't stream on Rumble because it's just annoying. I would like to, but it's challenging through Restream to get to Rumble, and so when I have a team, sure, I'll be on Rumble. But this distraction annoys me. We all know I don't want to talk about this, but I'm here because we want this. We want the great distraction. Let's distract from everything. So we go through the whole rigmarole, all of this stuff, right? We go through all of the BS. We go through the emails. Then we go through her deposition, and then we listen to Amy talk, and then so you know what, Tim Burchett, congressman out of Tennessee, says, well, why don't we just release the whole damn thing? Just release everything. Release everything you've got, Democrats. Release it all. You know what happened.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett in Washington, D.C. today, of course, trying to open up the government, but I tried to make them release the Epstein files, and I was blocked by the Democrats. This is all gamesmanship, folks. It's not about releasing the files. If they
Yep.
had something on Trump, they would have released it. Biden had it for 4 years, and they hate Trump more than anything in the world. And so now they blocked it, and so they can piecemeal the truth and the half truths, both sides of what really went down with Epstein. And it's kind of disgusting, really. But well, I tried. That's all I can tell you.
So that was the plan. That was the plan the whole time. And I think he has another video. Hold on, let me find him on the joint here. Not this one. This one.
Bill, I just tried to move it ahead because what you're seeing right now is what exactly is going to happen. It's going to continue happening. Everybody's going to pull little piecemeal portions. And I got to animate. I'm Southern Baptist. They're going to pull portions of it out, and they're going to try to fit their own little narrative. Both sides are going to do it. You all know it, and you're all going to feed upon it. Let's just get the dadgum bill out. Let's vote it out, and the Democrats oppose me on it. It's stupid. It's all about politics. It's not about taking care of young ladies who got abused, and we should take care of them. But there's a process in place. The Democrats have had it for 4 years and didn't do a dadgum thing. And you know, if Trump was in that thing, Biden, the rest, and Kamala Harris, I mean, he's the Antichrist to them. They would have already had it out. What you got?
I was going to ask about health.
Again, that's the thing. And I've been saying this whole time. Y'all went through civil suits, criminal cases, election interference, assassination attempt, another assassination attempt. And you mean to tell me, because for me, if y'all had the living holy grail truth that Donald Trump did something nefarious on Epstein Island, I'm good. I'm support over, right? If you really wanted to tank his reelection bid, that would have been the way. But this is how we know you don't have anything. President Autopen had access to these files. Y'all already knew, y'all know everything that's in there. Y'all knew everything that was in there before Trump won. And if you could find anything in those files, anything of substance, you would have used it already. So we're calling your bluff. Let's vote to just release the files. And of course, there's going to be another vote next week, Speaker Johnson said. So we're still going to drag this stupid thing out and continue to bore the American people. Thousands and thousands of pages have been released. Apparently, that's still not enough. From the very people who said that the Epstein files were, we were making it up. Trump's first term, we were making it up. It was a lie. Jeffrey Epstein, this wasn't a thing. And you know, the sad part is for girls like Virginia, and I know there's a little side eye as to how she died or whatever. You know, they say it was suicide, who knows. But these were poor girls. These were vulnerable girls who were recruited by an animal. These are the girls y'all Democrats, y'all don't protect. Remember? Y'all all voted, well, enough of y'all voted against the Lake and Riley Act. Y'all don't care about protecting young women in this country from animals. Wouldn't even acknowledge Lake and Riley. Didn't care to. Acted like her life never mattered. Meanwhile, y'all have statues to crackheads all over your damn cities and murals. Anytime you say George Floyd's name, it's a meltdown. But Lake and Riley, minding her business, jogging, gets assaulted and killed by an animal who had no business ever being on this soil. And for some reason, her life doesn't matter. But this crackhead with drugs on him and counterfeit money, the day he died, his life choices brought him to that moment. And I don't care. George Floyd wasn't sitting there eating an ice cream, minding his business, and Derek Chauvin decided he wanted to come up to him and mess with him. Now, if that happened, fine. I'm on your side. I get it. But George Floyd was a menace to his own people. He was more of a menace to his own people. But y'all will rather protect a crackhead than get him off the streets. Hey, whatever. His life choices brought him to that moment. Don't care. Anyway, this is all a bunch of bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. Everybody knows it's bullshit. So I'm not gonna say I'm done entertaining it, but unless y'all bring something that's really really gonna tank it, like the what was it? What was the Nixon thing? Um, oh damn it, Nixon was the when they had the tapes on Nixon, the stuff that basically he had to resign because they were going to impeach his ass. Y'all will tell me in the comments. The Nixon thing, but unless it's on that level, unless you have like the actual like boom, this blows up the whole narrative. Everything's exposed. I don't care. I'm not talking about this anymore. I don't give a fuck. This man has been burning in hell since he died, and he's gonna stay there. That's it. We're done. Um, I had a video of Jasmine Crockett. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to talk about her. Yes, Watergate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Watergate. So unless you got that, and even then, when you think about that today, it's like it was wrong. Anyway, we're not even gonna talk about that right now. But you see Jasmine Crockett in this interview, and she's literally sitting there, and this is all choreographed. Release the files, prop this thing up on CNN, and let her act like, oh, we can't really believe Republicans. That was the whole point. It's so staged, it's so choreographed, you know, and it's not about the people. I need you to get your asses back to work. Where's the legislation? Republicans, where's the legislation? Democrats, where's the work for the American people? That's what I need you to get back to. I don't need to hear about an Epstein file ever again. I don't care. You don't care about these people who were victimized. You care about trying to pin something on Donald Trump. You're playing political theater with the lives of real victims, while out of the other side of your mouth claiming you care about victims. How the fuck do you care about me if you're using me for political points? If you cared about me, why didn't you embrace those victims who spoke up that day? Why weren't they on all of your platforms? Mhm. Why weren't they on all of your podcasts? Why weren't they invited to speak and tell their stories? Because they couldn't say Donald Trump fucked me. Why won't you release the files? Because you know there are a lot of people, a lot of your homies are in those files. That's why. That's why you won't release it. You know, a lot of y'all friends, the people y'all socialize with, the people with a lot of power in Washington. That's why you won't release the list. The people with a lot of power in parts of the world we can't even pronounce. That's why you won't release the files in bulk. You want to release your little narrative. You want to have a little piece here, Donald Trump, a little piece, Trump's name's mentioned here. Okay, well, how many times are you mentioned? How many times is your favorite singer mentioned? How many times is your favorite basketball player or football player or hockey player mentioned? How many times is anyone else mentioned? Yeah, we don't care about none of that because it doesn't fit the narrative we're trying to paint. Uh-huh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Get back to work. And I was frustrated for Caroline Levitt yesterday when she was at the because it's literally psychological warfare. It's psychological warfare what these people are doing. You know, they will run your mind crazy trying to think you did something wrong when you didn't, or saying you did something wrong when you didn't. And then you have idiots coming in live streams. Release the files, release the files. We tried to. Democrats keep blocking it. That's how you know it's not about victims. That's how you know it's not about getting the truth out there. It's about painting the narrative. And I don't know what for. Donald Trump can't run for president again. So I don't know. I mean, what are you smearing? The man's gonna ride off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of his few years on Earth. That's it. We're done. But no, we don't have that conversation. We don't want to have that conversation. We want to block the release of the files. We want to perform. We want to perform. We want to be the dancing monkeys for our constituents because we know these idiots will eat up everything we say. And that's the only way this stops. That's the only way this will be over is when the people who follow and support these people say, this is bullshit. Enough is enough. You keep saying this is the smoking gun. You keep saying this is the breaking news. You keep saying this is going to crack the case and nothing sticks. Nothing. What are y'all going to do when this case gets turned over in New York on appeal? Because it is. You violated this man's constitutional rights. You literally didn't tell the man what the underlying crime was and why he was sitting in a fucking courtroom every day. You didn't tell him until your closing argument. But y'all the first ones talking about miscarriage of justice, constitutional rights. Y'all the first ones to do it. So Donald Trump ain't the enemy here. Democrats are. Democrats have become anti-America, anti-family, anti the nuclear family, and anti anything that actually works for society. They want this. They mask regression in this packaging that looks like progress, but it's not progress. It's all a trap. That's all it is. And they want us to become dependent solely on the government. This way, when you're dependent on someone, what happens? They can control you. They can tell you how to jump. They can tell you how to move. They can tell you what you need and don't. They can tell you anything. You have no control when somebody else is running the show, especially financially. So yeah, this is all a bunch of crap. I know it's crap. You know it's crap. The Democrats know it's crap. But they know they have a base of idiots who will believe anything they say. And so, with that said, Jeffrey Epstein, enjoy the rest of your soul being in hell for all eternity. Actual prayers to the victims of this man and the people who victimized these girls along with him. Hopefully, one day you will have your day and you will get some sort of justice out of this. I heard they're writing a book or something. You know, they're going to release their own names or whatever. And so, why aren't you protecting these women? Because you know, certain names, when they get mentioned, people all of a sudden they die mysteriously. So, Democrats, if you care about the victims, get them some security, rally together, make sure they're protected. But you won't do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed my rant. If you would like to support the channel, you can go to AJsRANTroom.com. That's AJsRANTroom.com. You can also go to Buy Me a Coffee. That's AJ's Rant Room at Buy Me a Coffee. And buy me a coffee. Well, in this case, a tea. If you'd like to Cash App us, we are great. We accept those too at AJ's Rant. So thank you guys so much. Tomorrow on the Rant Experience, we will be talking about the NAACP and how they don't care about black people. And it's a bit more than the title says. So hopefully you'll tune in because I think I found it. So hopefully I can convey it in the way that I see it in my head. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. And make sure you click the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe and support the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace.